Hello, I'm back with another reaction, and today we're going to be doing part of the deposition for David E. Taylor. So I'm going to, the first video I did for this was covering everything. I'm going to break it down into smaller videos and see if I have better success with the recording actually coming out. Um, this is not the same one that I started covering, but it breaks it up into a smaller fraction of everything. So I'm going to do this one so that it's an introduction into you all understanding the behavior behind mega churches, cult-like behavior, um, narcissistic people that are put in positions to just take advantage of people who are either less fortunate financially or not mentally as swift as they are. So I'm going to go ahead and start it here.
All right, so what is this residential center?
So in the longer length, which we will get into that one, the longer length version of the deposition, they're asking about the residential center. So other questions have already been asked prior to this. And, his description of it, he's trying to downplay what it is. So pay attention to the presence of this house, the extravagance of this house, the size of this house, and imagine what you're used to it being used for, who you're used to seeing in this type of place. But remember that this is for a ministry that evangelizes. So he goes around wherever. If the money is right, he goes wherever to get donations from other people, to prey upon other people. Um, and then he's also off of the backs of people who are not making a living for themselves. Everything that they do is going back into the ministry. All this money is off the backs of other people as well. So he's calling this a residential center because I guess for tax purposes, if it's named that, then he can get away with a lot more. So I just wanted to set that up before it gets any further.
Oh, this is a place that the ministry owns. Well, not own. We're in the process of buying that. Yeah, we don't own it yet. Renting to buy, or yeah, we're leasing to buy.
Now this is for a ministry. So you see the swimming pool in the back. I mean, it looks like a B&B or a resort, but this is for a church. And even now, he's playing on words. First, he says they own it. Then he say, "Well, we're in the process of buying it." It's one or the other, sir. One or the other, which you all will hear. But just look at the scale of this house, and this is for a ministry. This is not the pastor's house. This is for the ministry, but it's not for the people that are working to actually pay for this. It's not for the money that from the money that is coming in from these people where they can use it at their will.
You have that as an asset of 2,844,500. So do you own it? I just answered that, so we didn't own it. Okay, but what?
So he's trying to be testy with her because she's already calling him out on mixing words. And he knows what he's doing, but how dare you call me out? So now I just answered that, didn't I? You did, but you answered it the wrong way, and you know that you did.
Where does the, I'm sorry? Releasing to buy it. Did you, I thought we just said that. Right.
Releasing the bite. I thought I just said that. No, he didn't. Now you all just heard his opening statement. Um, he said they own it. Then he had to backtrack off of that. Um, he's trying to outsmart the people who have caught him. So the truth comes out first. Then he remembers. I think I said that wrong because he doesn't handle his own um, financial affairs. He doesn't handle the business side of it. He's just the face. He's the swindler. He's the one that goes out and gains people's trust. Then he allows for the business people to do the stuff in the background to actually extract people's hard-earned money. So he's not swift enough to answer some of these questions because he allows somebody else to do that, which is his co-conspirator, Michelle. So you won't hear it as much in this one, but when we get into the longer length, every other question, you would have to ask Michelle. You would have to ask Michelle. You would have to ask Michelle. But, we'll get into that one too. I just wanted this to be an introduction into the other series that we're covering because, yet again, we're not done with IAG. But there's a whole lot of stuff happening out here. So we're going to shed light on a lot of different things.
You have listed it as an asset worth $2,844,000. Oh, that should be more of a liability. And so where does the number two?
So now instead of an asset, he's saying this house should have been listed as a liability. So who would get that wrong on the taxes? So now he has gone from saying that they own it to their buying, leasing to own, should I say. Now he has switched up again. However it was put on the taxes is wrong because it should have been a liability, not an asset. Yeah, so somebody just made that mistake. Some business person just made the mistake of listing one of your items that you are deeply indebted for, let him tell it, as an asset. And this is him sitting here thinking on the fly. As she's asking these questions, he's coming up with these answers. So, when you sit there and lie, especially under pressure, you're going to forget that lie and then you're going to tell something different eventually. But he thinks he's smarter than the average person because he preys upon people who he is swifter than. He preys upon people who are desperate, looking for a miracle, looking for a way out, and have been taught that a religious spirit is what will gain you all of these miracles, which in the video that I covered with Vicky Yowie, she talked about him and all of the pretend miracles that he was doing and him admitting, it's just to build faith. So he has this whole scheme that he's built up to make people believe one thing when he's actually doing something else. And so only a person that is swifter than him or that has been through enough sees what he's doing. But for the person that is trusting, because you're a man of God, you got to be telling me the truth. They're unsuspecting.
2,844,000 come from I guess the appraisal. That's I guess the appraisal value of the home or the residential center. Is it a home? No, it's a residential center.
That's the appraisal of the home. So he has said what it is. But then now he has to go back in literally the same sentence and correct it and say residential center. it's a lot coming at him at one time. He's trying to keep the facts out of it and remember the lies, and he's not doing a good job of it. So this was years ago. So it still took a while for this to catch up to him. But when it did, 2014 is when all of this took place. He was just arrested for things that led to this deposition last week. So even after this deposition, they still wanted to gather more evidence. And I believe, I'm just guessing, but I believe it was because when you listen to this deposition, they know the facts. They know if they're asking this question, they already know the answer to it. He still had too much wiggle room. So it allowed for them to see, okay, this is what we need to get facts about so that we can't even allow for him to answer it in a different way because we know.
Right. So you're saying it's not something you own, but you have it listed as an asset of $2.8 million. That's probably a mistake. Like I say, it probably should be a liability.
That's it's probably a mistake, like I say. He's trying to use this little sweet, innocent voice like he's going to be able to swindle these people the same way he has done other people out of their money. Let me try and sound as meek and mild as I can. No, sir, your cover is blown. They don't care what tone your voice is in. There's a spiritual sound that preachers will give, and for a religious spirit, that's all they have to hear. They don't care what came out of their mouth. All they have to hear is that tone. Oh, it's getting good now. When they say they putting the gravy on their sermon. Oh, it's getting good. You don't know what they said when you leave. You don't know what made you feel good, but something about the tone of their voice made you give your last or made you believe everything that they were saying. And that's what he's doing right here. He's a creature of habit, and he's so used to being him. He's thinking this voice is going to sell this woman on him changing up in the middle of a sentence from one thing to the next. Okay, and what goes on at the residential center?
It is a gathering place for our ministry where I bring in different leaders and also the staff that we have as a place of, um, maybe resort and teaching.
Resort?
Yeah, teaching, a resort where we teach and train.
Look at this house. It's for the ministry. Then he fooled around and said resort. And she said resort. He realized what he said. So now he had to add something to the end of that. Well, a resort for teaching and training. No, you said what you meant in the first place. A resort. That's what he's treating that as. That's a getaway. A getaway for who? Not the people that's paying for it. Nope, they can't even think about using that. That's a getaway for him and for anybody that he's trying to impress. That's who that's for. Residential center. Same as ministry home base. Have we ever heard that before? A ministry home base.
On November 29th, 2013, JMMI paid over $6,000 to Louis Vuitton. Mm-hmm. Yes. What would that be for? Well, this is for clothes concerning my TV ministry as well. Oh, you have to wear Louis Vuitton? Oh, it don't matter what name it is. The point is clothing are allocated to us for ministry purposes as well. What do you mean they're allocated to you? In the media ministry. In a what? Media ministry. Yeah. Okay, or on the road when I'm always traveling and using my clothes. I'm sweating through them, so I'm needing new clothes also for television ministry. Anyway, so you use ministry money to buy your wardrobe outfit. It's allocated more towards ministry apparel. Does that go into what your income is? I'm sorry. Do you show that in your income that you got Louis Vuitton clothing? No, that's not. That doesn't show because it don't go there. It don't go there. I don't know what that means. It don't belong there. That's out of place. What's out of place? You don't get taxed on things like that.
So that's his loophole. If I say that it's for the ministry, I won't get taxed for it. But meanwhile, it's really just a highly extravagant wardrobe for me. I need Louis Vuitton to be on television preaching for God. God's people are supposed to be hung up on labels. They're going to be more attracted to me if they see that I'm standing up here with money on. Money. And that's what a lot of church, not every church, but a lot of churches are grown to have, not grown, but I can't think of the words that I want to use, but money is their driving force. And, at IG Farms all the time, more and more abundantly. Are they talking about abundant health? No, because they barely take people to the doctor when they need to go. Tree branches fall on them. If they twist their ankle, we don't hear anything about a doctor's appointment. We don't see anybody taking it easy because of a health problem. More and more abundance for them is always talking about finances. So, same here.
That's for ministry business purpose. So it's not Louis Vuitton. Well, you can call whatever you want. So June 2014, we spent $3,500 by JMMI to Versace in the Bahamas. Okay. Yes. I'm sure that's right. If it shows there. And that was for clothing for you? Yes, probably. Yes, most likely. So you don't see that there's any problem when you're ministering to the poor, the sick, the needy, to be appearing in Louis Vuitton and Versace? Well, that ain't something I purchase all the time. Well, it looks like you did several times, and I'm a very frugal person when it comes to this. I go to the right places to get a lot of suits, and if I get some from those places, you don't see that. I don't see Macy's. No, you don't see that, because Macy's don't have the kind of suits that I wear. But what I'm saying is, these Louis Vuitton things, you don't see that in our charges all the time. 2013 and 14 JMMI spent over $30,000 in your clothes. That sounds about right. What year was that? 13 and 14. Oh God, yes, because I was traveling so much. And it was
a narcissistic attitude. Oh God, yes. He's not alarmed by the number. He feels entitled to that. That's how he's supposed to be living. Meanwhile, you can have a church member who has paid their tithes every Sunday and need help with an electric bill, and you tell them no. You turn them away. You could have a family needing food. We can't help you. But he can justify $30,000 for just clothing. That resort that was 2 point whatever million. He can justify buying those type of things. But it's not for the church. They're not actually helping the people in the church body.
Sweating through all my clothes. Exactly. That probably wasn't enough. It's just so. But they have to be top of the line, expensive ones. No, they're not top of the line clothes. Louis Vuitton's not top of the line. Those not where I get my suits from. Well, you got something from them spent thousands and thousands. Well, the belts are more lasting, so that's good. Come on, you're buying belts for $5,000? No, I mean multiple belts. Not August 2014, you went to the Gucci store in Troy and purchased something. Yeah. Like I say, it probably was a belt or maybe shoes. I don't know. But I don't usually buy my suits from these very expensive places. I just get the the things that I invest in will last longer, like such as belts. You gotta go to Gucci or places like that. Well, no, this I buy those things from there because they have a better TV appearance for the belt. For asking for money from the poor? No, you paid $1,000 to Monsieur Clothing in New York, and then another 715. Whose clothing was that for? Where's that now? August 1st, October 28th. Total over $1,700 to Monsieur Clothing in New York. I don't. I'm not. I don't know about that. You testified at your last deposition that JMI owns 3 vehicles: a BMW, a Mercedes, and a Bentley. Yes. Have you driven those cars? Yes. Is Michelle? No. We usually have a driver. The 3 cars that we've talked about, in whose name are the titles? In the ministry. They're all in JMI. I think everything except the Bentley. Whose name is the Bentley in? It's in DeWin McDeal. I have a question, just from a minister of the poor and the sick and all that. Isn't it a little offensive to be driving around in the Bentley and Mercedes to people that really, are impoverished and sick and ill and AIDS and drug rehab? Isn't it a little offensive to sort of be show placing?
Now, this is what ministry has become: flossing and flaunting for people. Let me show money. Let me look like money. Which they're not pretending, they're actually making that money. But it's not for the church body, it's off of the backs of the church body. The plot has been lost. These extravagant cars, they're not driving Toyotas. They're not going and getting Fords and Chevrolets. They're talking about Bentleys, Mercedes. This is the list is just adding to the extravagance. We've already talked about an expensive resort house. This is not his home. This is one of the properties. One of expensive wardrobes. Now we're talking about expensive cars. All of this is still just for his lifestyle. This benefits him. All the money coming in is benefiting him, not the church body. People are coming together, and in his mind is to make him so that he can live better, so that he can have expensive items. Does this sound familiar for anywhere else? Expensive items. I got to get the top of the line. I got to get the best of the best for me. It's not going to benefit anybody else out here, but I want what I want. This money sitting in this checking account is for me, for what I deem that it's necessary for, not for us.
What you have? Well, when I don't show things to people, and I'm not in that car. You don't see me driving around in that car every day. I don't do that. But it's in the ministry. Everybody in the ministry sees you. You said you drive it. I have before. You just asked me have I drove it, but it ain't something I drive every day or even every year. I don't do it. I have drivers who pick up my guests, my high profile.
He has drivers. So now that's another expense. Paying somebody, hopefully, paying somebody to go and pick these people up. It's a lifestyle. But for who? When did church become this? I got a driver that go and pick my important guests up. So now you're saying that a person coming in to speak is more important than the people that are listening. And that is not the way it should be. It's just not.
Yes. But do you see my point that people that um, are suffering and giving you whatever their last dime is, and donations and drug habits. Have them see you drive around your high-profile guests in a Bentley or Mercedes might be offensive and hurtful even. It could be offensive if they didn't know my life. If they know my life, it would be offensive to someone like you who's trying to make it bad, But so it's important you have a Bentley. It ain't really important. That don't make me.
So basically, he just called her a hater. It's only important to somebody like her, even though it still is important enough for him to want those things. But how dare you call me out on it? So he's trying to flip it and make it seem like she's making a bigger deal of it than what it is. She's only shedding light on the facts. That's it. She hasn't embellished anything. She is shedding light on the facts, and he doesn't like the way it's being reflected back at him because he can't put his spin on it.
You also have the Land Rover that you Range Rover. Range Rover. Yes, it's not a Land Rover. It's a Range Rover. Which is the better one? I don't even know.
And he does know. And that's why he wanted to be specific. I don't have a Land Rover, I have a Range Rover. Like these things are just rolling off of his tongue easily because he has become accustomed to this lifestyle that he has built. And he really feels entitled to it. He feels like he has made it to the top of the food chain. And how dare you question me, peasant? Now he don't know facts about nothing else. He dancing around. But she said the wrong vehicle. Oh, let me correct that real fast. Range Rover. I don't know. It's just a car. Is it? Because you had to correct her on it. You wanted to make sure she knew it was not a Land Rover. It was a Range Rover.
Just cars. So. All right. Then there's a series of documents that total almost $50,000 to limo land in 2013 and 14. You have to answer yes. Yes. Okay. Okay. What was that for? That was to cut the Mercedes into a limo. It was to cut the Mercedes into a limo.
Okay, so let's add to the list now. They are not just buying extravagant cars, they're also having them made into limos themselves. They're not going and buying a pre made limo, they're having a car stretched themselves. So this is another added expense to the ministry. $50,000 for one car to be stretched, yet again, for the ministry, not for the people that are paying for this to actually happen.
And who needs that? No, that's for guests. It's for guests and for you? It's mostly when you're entertaining guests? Yes. When you're entertaining? Well, not. When we have guests come in, high profile people, we have to have a limo. We don't have to have a limo, but and a Mercedes limo. We treat them. You treat them?
And she is not letting up on him. Like she is asking very good questions, and the smallest detail that she adds in there is necessary because he keeps trying to downplay everything that he's been doing, and she's not letting him do that. She's not letting him run and escape and pretend like it's not that major when it is. I love the way that she's coming at him.
I said that we possibly have hospitality. Maybe that's a better word. Okay, then. And this is not the first one the ministry's had. We had another Mercedes limousine. That's right. So you paid limo land almost $50,000 total. Almost 50,000. And that was for what? To make a limo. To cut the Mercedes into a limo. And you think that was a good use of the money that people donated to you in JMMI? Well, I mean, the banks certainly have looked at that on our books as good because it has an appraisal value of.
So you see how he answers questions. He doesn't answer anything directly. She asks him, does he think it was a good way to spend people's money? He says, well, the bank thinks. When did I ask you about the bank? And that's how he's been dancing around. You know, when she's touching a subject that is scary for him because this is when his answers start sounding like this.
Almost 200K, a little over 150,000.
So, but you got this from donations, and you decided to use it to make a limo.
We really invested really good. The banks.
No, I'm
really
just asking if.
So she said, "You got this from donations." For those donations, and I know somebody was in my comments this morning still defending their decision to be at IAG Farms doing whatever they do. But I know that the people that actually come over here and speak up have a guilty conscience. They feel some type of way about their decision, but how dare you make me feel like I already am feeling? A hit dog will holler, and they keep hollering in the comments. It's like, if you're gonna stay over there and be entertained, why are you mad at me? How can you be mad at me? I'm not making you do anything. You're mad at yourself. I don't know what to tell you about that. You either stay over there and be happy about it or move around. That's your decision.
That's what you did.
No, not the way you're saying it. It's you fortifying, forging.
I'm forging?
With your mouth.
Yeah. Just the question is,
okay.
Did you use the money for the purpose?
No.
The answer is yes.
So
in June of 2013, there's over 6,000.
Oh, God. So now he has to get told, stop doing what you're doing with this back and forth and just answer the question. Then he finally answers the question and says no, and the guy in the background says, but the answer is yes. Lying. Sitting up there on the stand lying. And I believe that is his lawyer off to the side because during the deposition you hear two voices, hers and then his representation. And so he's having to tell him how to answer that question because I believe there was another deposition he did before this one that he answered some things incorrectly because in another one I'll show where he's saying that he wants to make sure he answers stuff correctly so it won't be like the last time. So his lawyer is trying to help him not get himself in deeper trouble. Answer the correct question that she's asking you and answer it correctly. And he says no. His lawyer is like, and the answer is yes. He's just lying up there on the stand. He's running. She has him in a corner and he is trying to run.
$1,000 worth of charges for the Disney Resort Hotel in Anaheim, California. You remember that?
yes.
And did you go?
Yes, I was there.
Does JMI pay any of your auto expenses?
Yes.
And how?
JMI pays for his everything. And the problem with that is not that the pastor would be getting a salary, it's the amount of salary that he's getting. And money is being funneled 90% in his direction. And then a little trickle down effect to everybody else. But this lifestyle that I want, I'm going to get it. Y'all not going to be able to stop me. I don't care how nobody feel about it. He's using the ministry as a disguise for living the lifestyle that he wants. And he's figured out how to make that happen. Same thing I feel like IAG Farms does. They found a way to get it. And for the blind, unsuspecting, they just keep giving it up, coughing it up. They don't care. He said, God, you're not going to tell me that he's not all about God. He said it. Y'all really are haters. And every time he says hater, he plants a new seed for them because they believe and go with whatever he says. They still have yet to learn how to think for themselves, how to be an independent thinker and how to actually pay attention.
Watch. Expenses, I wouldn't know exactly how much.
You don't know what you get?
No.
Who would
Board
know?
takes care of that.
The board.
You can ask Michelle. She's another person. Okay.
What about your housing? Does JMI pay any of that?
Yes.
So he said he's on the board. He said Michelle is on the board. When she asked about other board members, he don't know who else is on the board. You have to ask Michelle. Any question that he know he's going to mess up by implicating himself or somebody else, Ask Michelle. Oh, you would have to ask Michelle. Oh, Michelle would know that. Which I said we'll get into that part of it. He threw Michelle up under the bus every chance he got in this deposition. Every chance he got. If she had wiggle room, he took it.
You get a housing allowance?
Yes.
And how much is it?
I'm not sure.
And you report these allowances as compensation on your tax return?
Honestly, I don't know how all that works. I have other people who does do that. Some people for Michelle.
Michelle does your taxes?
No, I have other people do it, but she's over a lot of the financial aspect.
When you say it's up to the board, now the board includes Michelle,
Yes.
you,
Yes.
and who else?
I'm not sure. You can ask Michelle.
You don't know who's on the.
How are you the pastor of a church, the leader of the church, the leader of everything that happens, and then your answer to the other people in charge of making decisions, you don't know who they are. So either one, you're lying about there being other people, or two, you don't want to implicate somebody else who can give more information that you're withholding. But you know who the other people are if they exist. But he sits up here with a straight face and says he don't know. You would have to ask Michelle. Now this is the person that's making decisions on the type of vehicles that they're going to buy, how solid he is on an expensive wardrobe, all these lavish, extravagant cars and uh, homes that they have, expensive trips that they take, and the list goes on and on. But he does not know the other people that can make decisions. That's what he's saying right now. He knows all of the other stuff. He makes these decisions. He can tell you that it's a Range Rover and not a Land Rover, but he doesn't know the other people that can make decisions in his organization. That's what he's saying. That's what he wants people to believe.
Totally. I would rather get the accurate information because I don't want to be accused of answering falsely like I have been other times when I've tried to guess. So I just rather you. I'm telling you, I don't know. Just ask her.
How many people are on the board?
I don't know. Just
You don't know?
He don't know. He don't know. He don't know. He knows a board. I don't know how many people is on there. I don't know the names of the people. It might be one other. It might be 12 others. It might be zero. I don't know. Whew. But this is a man of God. He has preached about God his whole life. Well, I mean, he had a background too, which we'll get into, but people know him for his ministry. So surely he's telling the truth. There's no way that he has been going out of the country talking about God and it's all for show. Like, he didn't mean it. He wasn't really healing people. Hmm.
no. Don't you have to have board meetings? Yes, we do have board meetings. So don't you count around the table how many people there are? Well, our board also grows at the same time. So I just rather you just get that information somewhere. The last time you had a board meeting,
I would just rather you get the information somewhere else. I don't want it to come from my mouth. So just get it from somewhere else. Like, let that be a charge on somebody else. Like, it's not going to fall back on him when they find out the truth. Short bus.
it was
Short bus.
like it's on the phone. I think beginning. It's been the beginning of the year in January. Can't exactly tell the date, but it was on the phone. Yeah, I have never been to court for no criminal charges.
Why doesn't Apostle Taylor's daughter live with him anymore?
did you ever hire? Pardon me? Did you ever hire an attorney to represent you in any criminal defense manner?
Yes, I have. And that was the only thing I could think of in 13 is me, when I disciplined my child, and that was the only thing. So I don't know anything other than that.
Yeah, tell me about that.
So the only thing he can think of is when he disciplined his child. You have either have other criminal things out there that you're dealing with, or that's the only one? He's still being vague, even with this question. And they're asking him about criminal charges that he has, but the subtitles let us know that they're really referring to an incident with his daughter, who is his oldest child, and he's just being vague again, like he don't know what all charges he has out there.
Was that in St. Louis?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And which child was that?
That was last year, I think. Or the year before last, from 13.
Which child?
Destiny.
Your 18-year-old daughter?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And was this done through Children's Protective Services?
I think so, yeah.
And what were the allegations?
Well, that I had disciplined her because she skipped class.
So he's saying that the allegation was that he had disciplined her, and I'm imagining that he's using a milder version of what got them called on him, but that's what he's saying. So, um,
That's 20 times, and they felt me my discipline measure of using a belt was abusive.
All right, so you used a belt in disciplining Destiny?
I don't know if I can speak on that. Can I speak on this?
so she asked him a direct question: did you use a belt to discipline Destiny? He's swift enough to realize not to answer that question. So for all the dancing that he's doing during this deposition, he's very swift on what should I do right here, because he may incriminate himself by the way he answers that.
My lawyers told me not knowing the status of this proceedings.
Is it resolved? Is it all done?
I'm going to object.
Well, let me just ask you what the status is.
I don't know.
Right?
He doesn't know the status. They investigating me, but I don't know the status. I don't know where it is. They could still be investigating me. They could be done with the investigation. I don't know.
Not asking you to say what you did. I'm just asking if the allegations were that you disciplined your daughter with a belt and caused just allegations.
When he gets nervous, like really nervous, he starts eating his lips up. And through the entire deposition, you'll see moments of where he feels a lot more relaxed, like he's guided, he in control. And then when it gets too intense, through the whole thing, telltale signs everywhere, but he doesn't know what to do with himself. He does not know. So he's at her mercy right now. But he's trying to still look calm, cool, and collected. But that's the last thing that he's displaying. He's not gonna have any skin left on his lips, but I bet they were raw by the time he left out of this.
You may ask for the closer constitutional protection.
What's the constitution? I'm not asking him to say what he did or didn't do.
Anything might lead to or otherwise be like considered to be incriminating. I think he's got a right to.
I think he can tell me what the allegations are. That is not privileged, Fifth Amendment, or otherwise. Well, he's not saying that.
I don't know. It's a privilege, absolute. So let's take it. I don't know. I don't know who the lawyer is. He doesn't seem to know the condition of the matter. So to avoid any kind of drift, and I think maybe you might be concerned about it as well.
Well, is this let me ask you, did this rise to the level of court intervention by the local court in St. Louis that does
don't speculate if you don't know.
Please don't testify for me.
I don't know.
Did you go to
So yet again, that's his lawyer off to the side giving him legal advice. But His lawyer cannot stop the question. He's just telling her she has to ask it in a certain type of way because the way that she was asking was too broad. But then he's also trying to tell him how to answer the question. So she has to tell the lawyer, don't testify for him. Like, don't be over here trying to give him a playbook of how he should answer this question.
Court on it?
What court?
Any court. Do you ever go to any court about these allegations that you disciplined Dustin? About.
So with family court?
Yeah.
If you know. Yeah.
Did you go to any type of court for these allegations with your daughter? With family court. With family court. Like, what? He is tiptoeing up to the answers to these questions because he don't want to trip himself up. So clearly that's not a closed case at this time. It's still active, and he is not trying to incriminate himself for whatever answers he has already given those people. So he's really trying to think about how he needs to answer this question. She's not even asking him anything hard, and he's still like he don't know if he went to court for it or not. With family court, like, really? It's in the name, and you're asking would that be considered court?
Yeah, family court.
So you did go to family court? Yeah?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And what was the outcome of that? Is it done? Is it pending? You have no idea?
No, I don't know.
So he went to court for this, but he's telling her he doesn't know if there was an outcome to it or not. He doesn't know if it's closed. He doesn't know if they're still investigating. He don't know. That's what he's saying. He showed up for court. His daughter was taken out of his care, but he don't know. That's what he's saying. He has no idea where it stands. But this is a man of God, right? This is who people will give their last to. He wouldn't know the truth if it hit him in the face. He can't tell the truth to save his life, literally. This is to save his life. He cannot tell the truth to save his life. So this is where this ends. He there's more to the deposition. It goes into more detail about some of the people that, well, one particular individual, which I believe is the person who helped get the investigation moving. But I will get to that segment and we'll discuss that. I just wanted to start giving a glimpse into his personality so that people can see the type of person that will take and take and take and never give. They don't give anything back. He has not given anything back. He will show people that he deems higher than him. He will show them a good time. All these extravagant gifts are for me and for me to shower and pamper people that I deem necessary. But for the masses, no, y'all's whole job is just to give and that's it. Give and I take. Give and I take. Donations, gimme, gimme, gimme. What you got to give me? What can I gain from this today? Yes, I could come and speak for you, but how much are you paying? Well, if you don't pay for my flight, can you guarantee that the offering is X amount of dollars? Like, this is what he was running, and there's so many others who have done it and are doing it. Conning people because they are saying God. Using God's name to just literally take advantage of people in so many different ways. People donating money, people donating property, people donating their time, all of it is stealing from them. You stole from those people. So I'm going to end this reaction here. Um, I will get into another part of his deposition, but I just wanted to make sure that I got this series started. So I will be back in another couple of days, and we'll see what what we're going to discuss or cover then. But thank you guys for tuning in, and I hope that you enjoyed what I presented today. I hope you found some value in the video. Thank you to everybody who has subscribed to the channel. I see the numbers are steadily growing, and I truly appreciate it. You all could have gone anywhere. You could have done anything else with your time, but you chose to come over here and spend it with me. So I appreciate that. And I will be back in a couple of days with another reaction. Till then, bye.